Test, test. Take two, take two, take two. Take two. Check, 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 check. Take two, take two. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, everybody. Testing, testing. Hope everybody's doing well tonight. Somebody give me a mic check when you get a chance. Let me know that it's getting out there into the world. It has been a while, hasn't it? I hope everyone's year has gotten off to a good start. I think mine has. Although I just haven't felt like I've really gotten back into a regular routine, getting back into the regular swing of things since Christmas break. I don't know what it is. It's like sometimes you can snap right back into schedules, and sometimes it just seems to elude you, you know. For example, this year, for some reason, I can't explain why, I have not been able to get the hang of daylight saving time. Hey, there we go. I see some names in the chat. Trevor Patton, Sleep Stories is here. Hello there. Nate Burns, Starfish, Savvy is in the room. I was just saying that, I don't know what it is. Sometimes you get thrown out of a routine and you can pop right back in, and sometimes you get out and you just stay out. You just feel like you stay out, and everything that you were doing before seems somehow alien, like you can't quite get back to it. And that's the way it's felt for me ever since Christmas break. I guess every day is a little bit better, but I don't know. Just feeling out of the rhythm, you know. I hope all of you have had a slightly easier time getting back into your regular routines after the holidays. The stream tonight might be a little bit more noisy in the background. I'm streaming from the iMac. The poor old iMac always has a hard time keeping up when I ask it to stream, but not using the wife's laptop this time. But I am using the good webcam, but it's all it can do to get data up the pipe. Sleep Stories has had so many snow days. It's hard to get. Yeah, it's funny you mention snow days, because I've been behind on my regular video schedule as well, and I was going to shoot the next video, the mini Atlas video, tomorrow morning. But now we have crazy cold weather that's coming through the area in the morning, so much so that they canceled school. So now I won't have the house to myself, and I've got to postpone it yet again. So that's what's been happening. Just a string of little events like that have conspired to wreck my schedule a little bit, I guess. Starfish Savvy is thanking Sleep Stories for the Mary Oliver video. And that was a very nice video, Sleep Stories. I enjoyed that as well. And, of course, the other notable thing is that we hit another milestone, another subscriber milestone, and that's very nice. So thank you, all of you who have been on the journey with me so far. It's really means a lot that you guys are willing to invest in content from smaller channels and invest in a more community minded approach to a channel, which is, what I'm trying to do here. Not trying, I'm not, it's organic, and I appreciate the way it's kind of sprung out of our interactions together. So R&R Customs is in the chat. Hello there. Hello there. So thanks for the 4K, and I thought in lieu of my regular video that I can't seem to get shot, we ought to at least get together here and chat a little bit tonight on our Tuesday night and see how everybody's doing. And I hope everybody is fantastic. I have 4 simple items for us to listen to while we chat, and 2 of them, as I try to like to do, are little sneak peeks into the into some upcoming videos. Oh, hi, Lynn Cinnamon. Oh, thank you for that compliment. But she's in a restaurant, so she can't hear my response. And that's too bad, because since now I know that she's in a restaurant, I want to ask her what she's having, but she can't. Somebody in the chat, ask Lynn what she's having in the restaurant, because we all are dying to know, and also because invariably these chats usually end up talking about food. So if Lynn is eating right now, we got to know what she's having. Chris 621. Sorry I haven't been in the stream for a while. You know what, Chris? I don't think there's been a stream since Christmas, because I've been kind of off my game as well. You were in the Rose Parade, Lincoln Way Marching Band. That is fantastic. Good job, Chris 621. That is fantastic. That would be just amazingly surreal to be a part of an event like that. Because a guy like me, regular Joe, those events somehow only exist on a TV screen, right? All those parades and the bowl games and everything else, I only know that world from a TV, and being in the middle of it and surrounded by something like that has got to be super, super surreal. Hello, Chegasaki is in the house. Hello there. Wonderful to see you. Anyway, the 4 items that we will absent-mindedly play around with. One of them is the hey, decaf math. Hello, hello, hello. One of them is the 1990 edition of the Bartholomew Mini World Atlas. And if you saw the picture I posted to Twitter, or the picture that I posted to the community page, you know that this little atlas is 1/2 of the upcoming little mini atlas video, where we take some time and compare this atlas to the atlas that the Whisper Corner ASMR sent me from Ireland, that he did the video series about, from that little atlas from the late 1890s. I ordered this used from eBay, super, super cheap, and we're going to compare the two in the next video. Hey there, Colt. How are you? But I'm hoping that for tonight, that this kind of faux leather cover might make some nice handling sounds. Oh, Lynn has replied. She's having short ribs, mashed potatoes, and miso glazed carrots. That sounds awesome to me. Hey Colt, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I'm a little off my routine with my channel, but so you haven't seen me in a little while, but we just hit 4K subs recently, and it's Tuesday night, and I couldn't stay away tonight. I've been missing you guys, and thought this would be a great occasion to celebrate. So we're going to hang out and see what everybody's been up to. But so far, Lynn Cinnamon is winning because she's having short ribs, and the rest of us are only imagining short ribs. And it's always better to actually have them, I think. So we've got the little atlas. I wonder if we can get any page sounds out of this as well. Maybe. Yeah, Decaf, I am so sorry we keep missing each other lately. Love Angel Music Lady is in the chat. Everybody say hello, please. Thank you so much for that, Music Lady. I really appreciate it. We may not be fast growing around here, but we are steady. Chris is in the Midwest having cold for dinner. Yeah, I just mentioned that school for the kids where I am has already been canceled for tomorrow because of the expected negative 30 or 40 degree wind chill. That's Fahrenheit for you European friends. And they decide they don't want to have kids standing out in temperatures like that, so no school tomorrow. Yeah, we can get a little paper sounds out of this. So this is one item to play with tonight. Second item is very, very simple. One of my favorite sounds, but I was only reminded today that it was one of my favorite sounds when I saw it in a video today. And I don't think I've ever messed with one of these on a stream before. So, hey, it's you. You is in the chat. Hello there, you. Good evening / morning, whatever it is for you. Thanks for being here. We have the Sharpie permanent marker, and the lid of a Sharpie is one of my favorites. You have to let me know if this isn't quite cutting through, because this is a super subtle sound. It's Skater Rap Monkey. Hello, Skater Rap Monkey. Everybody say hello to Skater Rap Monkey and you. Trevor asks, where did your name come from? It's a yew tree in his little avatar icon thing, right? I assume that's a yew. Thanks, Sleep Stories. Yeah, I like. It's one of my favorite lid sounds, and kind of completely forgot about it until I saw it in a ephemeral rift video today that I had in the background at work. You know, do you ever run a video in the background so you're not really watching it? You're just kind of listening and you're working on something else, but then you hear something in the video that makes you bring up the window and say, hey, what's going on and what am I missing here? Skater Rap Monkey. Don't know if you remember me. I was telling you in one live to change triggers if you were doing one for too long. Yes, you were the trigger duration police, and that's very important. It's a very important role in a live stream because, you know, sometimes we creators, we get a little too tangential with our rambling, and we kind of forget what we're doing. But yeah, I had Rift's most recent video on, and I wasn't really watching it, and then he got out a Sharpie cap, and it's like, whoa, wait a second, what is that? And it's like, oh yeah, okay. So I had, but yeah, I don't think I've messed with a Sharpie on the stream before. name used to be You Don't Know Me. Change it to You as a shorthand. That's cool. That's cool. But it's also a tree, or maybe it's not even a tree. Maybe you might be a bush. I'm not sure. But we've got this. We've got the Sharpie. I'm going to save the newest item and the most specialized item for last. But we couldn't have a 4K special without one of my favorites. Maybe even my all-time favorite. The tea packet. I love that you guys are picking up, it seems, right where we left off and going off on discussion tangents. Please keep doing that. That is one of my absolute favorite things that you guys do, and I appreciate that. You know, just looking at the level, the audio level meters in OBS reminds me how delicate I have to be with the tea packet, because it does not take much Sad Egg got dumped yesterday. Well, Sad Egg, first of all, good to see you and welcome. Very sorry. Very sorry to hear that the relationship didn't work out. Pearls of wisdom. Well, if this ended just yesterday, first of all, please understand that nothing I say the day after is going to make you feel much better, because emotions are raw, and they're going to be raw for a while. But, you know, it's probably I need to be careful. I mean, I'm very sorry to hear that you're not feeling good about what happened. I assume, well, I mean, should I assume that it was a complete surprise? I mean, did things seem like they were going okay from your perspective, and it just kind of came out of the blue? Or were there warning signs, red flags? Sometimes you don't see the red flags until you're on the other side of an event, and and you look back into the relationship or the situation. Sometimes sometimes you have to be on that other side for a little while before you get the perspective to say, maybe that wasn't as good a situation as I thought, or maybe you thought it was very, very reciprocal, but looking back on it, you realize, maybe that was a little more one-sided than I wanted it to be. It's so difficult to get two people really locking together and on the same page on most things, humans are the most complex of jigsaw puzzle pieces. And it's very hard to get any two of us to fit together just right. But please, I think you'll find you have a very sympathetic chat tonight, and if there's anything you just want to vent about, we're here. Hindsight, there was a red flag. He said it was depressed. I guess I was always trying to help him be positive. Oh my goodness, Trevor Patton with the U pun. Oh my goodness gracious. We're trying to cheer Sad Egg up, Trevor. Is the U pun the way to do that? Maybe it is. Maybe you're onto something there. Anyway, this might be one of my all-time favorites, the tea packet. So we've got that tonight. But then I have a new item. It just came in the mail today. And hey, W Isla is in the chat. Everybody say hello. This is a sneak peek of the video after the mini atlas video. I want to show you this. It's a brush. There's no secret there when I show it to you. I want to show this to you and see if you can tell me what you think this is. Now, it's a brush. I'm going to hold it at several angles so you can kind of see it. It's wooden. It's got a wooden handle. It's got these medium length horsehair bristles, I believe. Oh, Chris 621 knew it right away. This curve in the head of the brush is the unique kind of feature. Chris 621 is exactly right. This is a hat brush. And I have a hat brush because I have 2 or 3 felt hats in the closet. And I've been wanting to do a video for a long time where I, kind of give the hats a good brushing, get them out of boxes, and kind of, it should be a good handling, a handling video, and the brushing should generate some interesting sounds and some visuals, but I never actually had a proper hat brush to go with the hats. And I got to thinking about that video the other day and went ahead and did some research, and these were pretty inexpensive. And so I thought, you know what? This will be next in line after the little atlas video. And I thought, hopefully tonight, maybe there might be some nice bristle sounds that we can get out of this thing. Sleep Stories says she can see me as a hat guy. Yeah, I have 3 hats that I want to use for the video. 2 of them, frankly, I I really only had because I spent a few years as part of a really big band, a cover band. It's like a 10 or 11 piece band with horns. And the whole bit. And the aesthetic of that band was a kind of, fedora, suit jacket, Stacy Adams shoes kind of a vibe. And so I got a black and a gray fedora that I basically used as part of as band wear. I really only wore them for the band. But then I have a third hat. It's mostly looks like a fedora on top, but has more of a relaxed brim. That hat I actually wore for a while out and about. It was a great winter hat. I think it had Teflon in the felt to make it water repellent. And because I actually wore that hat, it actually would it's in the most in need of cleaning, so we'll have that in the video as well. You'll be very happy with the hat brush over the lint rollers. Yeah, I was practicing with it just tonight, Chris, and yeah, it's I checked some videos. I checked some videos about, really how to use a hat brush and going counterclockwise to, kind of reset the nap of the felt and all that stuff. And after a few practice brushings, it feels fairly intuitive. Can you guys hear a bristle sound coming off this brush? Yeah, I'm a fan of hats. I'm a fan of the fact that if you just see a hat, particularly a fedora style, it kind of visually transports you to another time. Hey, Exploring with ASMR is here. Mustache Judo is here as well. Say hello, everybody. I want to do a little more research into the era of the men's hat when it was really worn as a standard outdoor accessory. If you ever watch movies that were made in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, and particularly outdoor scenes or city street scenes with lots of people walking around outside, every single man on the crowded, busy street, the crowded sidewalks and things, had a hat on, usually a fedora. I love coming across movies like that because they're just such a great time capsule. Any movie made throughout those periods, any movie that was supposed to be just a regular, realistic, set in current times kind of movie, every one of those things is a fantastic snapshot of just what life and culture looked like back then, right? I wanted to do a little more research on that particular men's accessory before I do that video. But yes, it's a hat brush. let me back up in the chat a little bit and see what you guys are talking about. Branching off and doing shrub puns. I'm still not convinced that a yew is not a shrub or a bush. Do we know that? Can anybody look that up while we're talking? Is a yew a tree, or is it something smaller than a tree? I don't know. Branch off of the... Oh, gosh, you guys. You guys are in fine form. Stick to it. Oh, my gosh. Starfish Savvy just looked up why we don't wear hats anymore. Did the thing you look up mention anything about John F. Kennedy? Sweet dreams, sleep stories. Thanks so much for being here. Roger the Shrubber. Chris 621 is asking about the brown paper bag from the Scrabble video. That has got a really great sound to it. Yeah, I'd be happy to use that again. I don't have it within reach tonight, but yeah, I'm totally down with that. That's it's got a great. There's something about how worn the paper is, and all the spidery folds in the paper just give it kind of a warm, organic crinkle that I love. Okay, so your article, Starfish, did not mention JFK. So what did your article say was the reason why we don't wear hats anymore? It might be a myth, but I've always heard that JFK is often credited as having more to do with killing hats as a fashion accessory for men than any other single source, because he was so popular and he was not a hat wearer. So that's what I always heard. Yew is a small coniferous tree with red berries. Mustache Judo says "ni," because we all know what that means. Cold hunter. Per Google, yew is a tree and a shrub. Hey, Cold Hunter, what's going on? Good to see you again. We're celebrating 4K subs tonight with this hat brush. Ooh, the berry-like fruits are highly poisonous. That's awesome. Hey, Kelly. Everybody say hello to Kelly and Cold Hunter. Do we have anybody else new? Did we say hi to B-Label Guitar Man? I see him up on the chat. Good to see you again. Forgive me if I didn't notice you right away. Everybody say hello, hello, hello. Good sounds on the brush. Thanks, Trevor. Appreciate that. Cold Hunter says 500K is just around the corner. Well, about that. That would be, that may be the biggest corner in the universe, but okay. appreciate your optimism. Celebrating with a hat brush, never before spoken. You might be right about that. So that's the next two videos in the hopper. Yeah, I need to catch up a little bit on Decaf's videos. Hey, when Trevor said keeps it tied into things, you just reminded me of my new greatest YouTube passion, guys. Guys, write this down. And maybe you guys already know all about this, but have you been seeing the videos from the fine art conservator up in Chicago called Baumgartner Restoration? Have you guys seen these videos? The guy's name is Julian Baumgartner, and he's got a YouTube channel, and he puts videos up of him restoring artwork, taking off the stretchers, cleaning off the oh gosh, I'm totally blanking on the the chemical that kind of goes over the top, and then cleaning the paint. And John Asbury knows what I'm talking about. And who did I see? Philip Williams is in the chat. Baffles me that you only have 4K. Well, I don't know what. I appreciate that, man. I just doing my thing, and this is how it's coming out. But yeah, guys, seriously, you need to go to Baumgartner Restoration and seriously watch every one of those videos. I mean, it's like crack. I mean, I have this exact same reaction that I have when I watch Bob Ross stuff. And and once you watch 2 or 3 of them, you realize that on the one hand, he goes through the same process. I mean, restoring it, cleaning it, repairing it, doing retouching, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, the steps are the same, so you hear him kind of repeat himself a lot from video to video. But seriously, guys, watching a I cannot believe I can't think of the word for the coating that goes on top of the paint, the clear coating that turns brown with age. Oh, I'm so angry at myself. I'm probably gonna watch one of those videos when I'm done here tonight. But when that coating gets really dark brown with age, and he figures out what solvent will work it away, and then you see the actual pigments underneath. Lacquer or shellac? Lacquer or shellac? Is it lacquer? God, I'm stupid tonight. Okay, never mind that, but I'm just telling you, Baumgartner Restoration. Go watch all those videos. They're all amazing. They're all very satisfying. You got to check out this one where it's a painting on wood, and the wood has partially rotted because of termite damage and all sorts of varnish. You's got it. Varnish is the word. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yes. Varnish. Taking off old varnish. And then cleaning. Oh. Everybody make a note. Make a note, and your homework after this stream is to go watch Baumgartner Restoration Channel. Stuff is next level satisfying. He just put up another one today. Have I missed anybody? Catnip. Catnip is in the chat. Everybody say hello. Do we say hello to John Asbury? Hey, John. Anybody else new in the chat? King Cow. Yeah, bookmark that channel. Seriously, you will thank me because that stuff is the best. I put Guitar Man's got it right. He said, can't imagine being trusted with such a task as art restoration. It would seem the potential for destruction is high. And see, that's the fascinating thing. Because I put a comment on that latest video that he put up today, and I said, you know it's a good video when it makes you question your career path, or something like that. Because when I watch that guy, and it's easy for us to say, the potential for destruction is high, but we don't have that skill set, right? If our career was in that, and we were, paying attention and we had learned our craft, there's, I would imagine there's always a risk, but it goes down quite a bit when, you have become an expert in your field. And that guy's amazing. Hey, Lynn Cinnamon. Yes, Trevor's got it. We were just talking about, I was telling everybody to go check out Baumgartner Restoration. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Beautiful, captivating stuff. You gotta watch every video on that channel. How are the short ribs, Lynn? Did you bring enough for the rest of us? You better say yes. Or maybe we'll settle for just dessert. That'll be fine too. Baumgartner Restoration. Mustache Judo asks, the videos of the Welsh stone carver or the Japanese printmaker? Japanese printmaker is David Bull, right? I definitely know him. I'm not familiar with the Welsh stone carver. Can you put the name of that Welsh stone carver channel in the chat, please, Mustache Judo? That sounds like something I need. Lynn brought some food back. Let's go. It's so good to see you guys again. I've missed you. I've been starting to see in my feed a lot of wood turning videos. Have you seen the guys who turn the ugly, root ball of a tree into into some amazing vase or something like that. Have you guys seen the wood turning videos? You have a Star Trek ASMR? Yes, I do. Do you like original series or Next Generation? Well, I grew up, I was a kid when Next Generation was coming out, so, Next Generation is always going to remind me of, I'm going to put down the hat brush. Original series would have been one of my early science fiction influences, so that's always going to have a spot in my heart. But I was in college when Next Generation was coming out, and so I was watching that in first run, and it really came into its own in about season 5 or so, and watching some of those season 5 Next Generation episodes for the first time were it was just fantastic. Hey, Let's Find Out is here. Hello there, sir, fellow Atlas collaborator dude. Good to see you. Congrats, weird coincidence, woodworking. I just refinished my old wood desk today with some pictures underneath. Yeah, if anybody's wondering, we're waiting for Jay, ASM Arctica, who's a world traveler. We are waiting for him to come back from Australia so we can get started assembling episode 7 of the huge Atlas collaboration project. So if you've been wondering where that next episode is, we're just waiting for Jay to stop being a globetrotter and get back to Sweden so we can get back to work on that. Sorry guys, I'm going back into the chat and see what's happening. ASMR Her is in the chat. Please say hello to ASMR Her. Carol the Crazy Camper is in the chat. Hello, hello. Trevor says the Spock versus the Q. Actually, Trevor, I did get an email about that. I apologize. I did not get back to you on that. Yeah, I remember you recommending it very highly. ASM Arctica really is a world traveler. He is. That guy is all over the place. King Cow says the gang's all here. I love seeing all of you guys in the chat again. Sorry it's been so long, but thanks for making the wait worth it. We've got Exploring with ASMR in the chat somewhere, and he knows all about the power of the tea packet. All about the power of barely making any sound. tea packet is deceptively powerful. The tea packet, though, we must admit is just it's a variation on perhaps the ultimate exercise in barely making little crinkle sounds is massage ASMR with, you know what it is, the silver soap. Nothing beats massage ASMR and the silver soap, am I right? I hope this is coming across. Massage ASMR is very sporadic with his uploads these days. I think he takes long periods away with his son or something like that. But I go back into the archives. Those are great. Those are great videos to have at the workplace, just to hear him. You know, he had the great technique of, you know, he would hold the item here toward the edge of the frame, and the microphone. You can't see the microphone because it's just off the frame to the side here, and then he leans in. He leans in with his ear and puts his ear on this side of the trigger. So he's got the microphone here and his ear here. So like he's, you know, because he doesn't have earbuds in. So he's like, he puts his ear right next to the silver soap or whatever he's holding. It's like he's using his ear as a second microphone, getting right up so that he can hear what we hear. And, you know, you see it just, to me, it always helps with the immersion to see how concentrated he is on listening to this sound with us, you know. It's like there's no autopilot with that guy. It's not like he's absent-mindedly making trigger sounds. He is as focused on listening to his own sounds as we are. And I think that, you know, it's a small detail, but it's huge. It's huge in the video's impact, I believe. Hey King Cow, yeah, this watch here, this is the SNK 805 that was in the watch straps video. Different strap though, but I'll talk about that in a junk drawer video someday. Yeah, exploring with ASMR is always top tier triggers. You gotta admire the guys who can do really slow, patient triggers for a while. Exploring has great patience with his triggers. It's a rare. A lot of people want to rush through their triggers, and sometimes you just have to slow down a second. Hey Rich, what's the story on that Super Bowl commercial? I'm not familiar with that yet. Is it something about Cardi B? Little water sounds like a perfume bottle. When you say perfume bottle, it reminds me of the little green glass bottle that Cordelia Charter uses in her Reiki videos. That's a favorite. It's a favorite trigger of mine as well. Michelob. Boy, I hope these loudest crinkles aren't spiking the audio too much. It's driving the meters crazy. So, let me ask you guys. I'd love to get your opinion and see if you've delved into this at all. Several times a week, if I have a half hour before going to bed and I'm just looking to make a connection or hang out or something like that, I'll look for a live stream, and then if I can't find anything on YouTube, I'll check out Twitch. And have you guys tried watching much of the ASMR that is in the Twitch ASMR category? Have you found any streamers over there that you like? I oftentimes just don't really find anything that I don't know. I don't find a lot over there that is my cup of tea. Music Lady says, yes, Twitch is fun. Do you have some ASMR Twitch streamers over there that you like? Yeah, Trevor. Twitch has its own ASMR category. It came out last year, and so you can see ASMR streamers over there. But well, I don't want to say anything to prejudge your opinion, but I guess I just have a hard time finding stuff that I really want to spend much time with over there. I don't know what it is. Well, I'll tell you one thing that it is. Starfish, is Twitch mostly gaming? There is a lot of gaming on Twitch, but there are talk channels, like chat channels and all sorts of variety channels out there. And it's got an ASMR channel now, so. King Cow, I'm more of a YouTube guy myself, but there's so many nights that I just wish there was a small creator streaming, and so many nights I'm looking for just a stream to hang out in. I can't find anything. Yeah, Trevor, I don't actually watch a lot of other people play Hearthstone. Yeah, Mustache Judo, I completely agree. I never really tune into streams from big channels because the reasons I want to hang out in somebody's stream is, one, to interact with them, the creator, and two, to interact with people in the chat. And when you get a really, really big channel and they do a stream, there's so many comments in the chat, and everything's just kind of flying by in a rapid fire manner that no one can really talk to each other anymore. And that's fine for, the people that are there and who like that, but that's not the experience that I'm looking for. But one thing about Twitch, I see these ASMR streamers on Twitch, and their their display is always cluttered with all of these graphics and numbers and goals, and there just seems to be a lot of window dressing that goes along with these with having a Twitch channel and kind of generating revenue or whatever it is they do, and the whole thing is really busy and kind of visually noisy, and it's not very relaxing. It almost works against whatever the creator is trying to do with their content. It's a very mixed mixed signal for me on the Twitch. Now you're talking about watching streams. It would do well streaming even if you were much bigger, because I think you have the temperament to at least keep it. Oh, well, thanks, Lynn. I don't know that we'll ever have the opportunity to put that theory to the test, but because it has been 2.5 years, maybe in another 10 I'll be able to. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. I'm not trying to be too self-deprecating there. It's just, well, never mind. But I do appreciate that compliment. I do like to keep the atmosphere just like we have it here. Jay Bradley and R Dizzle hit the chat room at basically the same time. Hello, you two. Everybody give a warm welcome to Jay Bradley and R Dizzle. Gosh, all of the regulars are showing up tonight. It is so awesome. Thanks, guys. Now, I don't know if we're getting good sounds from the cover of this little atlas or not. Sorry guys, let me get back to, let's see, decaf. I don't tune into Twitch ASMR much either, really just support gamers. Yeah, understood. Mustache. Like bigger streams for gaming. Yeah. ASMR streams work better when it's a conversation. I tend to agree with that. I think you have the potential to be bigger. I'd be willing to place a bet you could put on a good show. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, let me do a little more with the cover before we get into the pages. Samantha Jane Rigby in Tasmania. Fantastic. Samantha Jane Rigby, thank you so much for joining. Tasmania. Happy 4K subs to us. You guys are giving us the perfect vibe and the perfect chat and great conversations for our little impromptu celebration tonight. So thanks very much for that. I knew I could count on you guys. I sometimes wonder what would happen if I just tried, a Twitch stream doing this sort of thing right here. I wonder who would wander in. If you saw this in a thumbnail on Twitch, no face with a huge mic in the middle of the screen. If you've ever looked for ASMR on Twitch, you will know that that is not the typical, it's not the way the typical ASMR thumbnail looks over there. King Cow almost passed PT test. What does almost passed mean? Does that mean you are almost done with it? Is it like a multi-day thing? Philip asks about story time. How did you get into ASMR? What made you toss your hat into the creator's ring? Well, there was a lot of hand-wringing on my part before I tried it for the first time. I will say that. I had been watching it for a while. And there were a few creators. When I was watching all sorts of stuff when I first discovered it, but there were a few creators like relaxing ASMR and ASMR vids who were doing a style of ASMR that really resonated with me, not only as a viewer, but it sparked a little thought in my head that made me think along the lines. I thought to myself, if I ever wanted to give this a try, I think my natural style would be very much along the lines of these guys. And I took a lot of inspiration from the fact that, they were able to build followings doing that kind of, no face, just kind of tinkering with stuff on a table and talking about things. That they were able to build a following with that kind of content was very inspirational to me because, by the time I discovered ASMR and started watching, the role plays were pretty well in full swing, and and that sort of thing never really resonated with me. And then I was just feeling I was looking for a new creative outlet, and I had been watching so much ASMR, and I thought of a starting place. I thought of a watch that I had and a story that I might want to tell, and I had a bunch of gear laying around from all my years in band, and I thought, why don't I just see what would happen? How would this go? And you think you wouldn't be nervous setting up a video. Nobody's watching you, right? There's nobody else in the house. You're using your phone. You wouldn't think just trying to do that would make you so nervous. But I was so nervous putting that first video together. I still kind of get nervous. There's still anxiety with, putting these things together even 2.5 years later. But I've got a Q&A video that I did a long time ago. It was a stream, and it's really, really long. So Philip Williams, if you want answers to any other kind of basic kind of questions, you can find it in that video. But I still get anxious. I can't count the times that a video was late, not because I didn't have the opportunity to record, but because I was sitting there, the house is empty. I rearrange my work schedule a little bit so I can shoot something in the morning. The gear is sitting there in front of me. Everything's set up. All the little cables are attached. Everything's there. And I just can't push record. My mind is racing about, do I know what I'm going to say? What's the first topic I'm going to kind of go into, and what's going to be my second? And my brain's kind of churning all of these permutations in the background, and I just can't push the button. And I'll sit there long enough to where I finally waste enough time that I don't have enough time left to start and finish, before I need to tear down and go to work. So no video gets made that day, and I stand up and I start taking apart the gear that I just spent the night before putting together, and I start tearing apart my setup, and I feel so discouraged, right? Because I don't know when my next opportunity is going to be, and I just squandered it because I couldn't get past that hurdle, There's several questions here. Let me back up to John Asbury. What did you play when you were in the band? Well, I play bass, and I'm still in a band. I've got a couple of videos about bass sounds and stuff on the channel. So, yeah, bass. ASMR Her, she experiences the same thing. Some days I have my setup ready, makeup ready. Just sit there, just can't do it. Yep. Lynn Cinnamon. Technical question. How do you best deal with blocking out outside sound with the Yeti? I have a Yeti and feel like I have failed with it. Well, a lot of it, frankly, Lynn, is that I am lucky because I live in a house in a relatively quiet neighborhood. And if my kids and my wife have left the house by, say, 7:30 in the morning, and I go into work late, I have a block of time there in the morning where, frankly, I have a pretty quiet space, and nothing beats, you don't have to block out the outside sound if there isn't any outside sound. So a lot of it is just being lucky with my surroundings. And there's no substitute for that. But if you have outside sound to deal with, that is a challenge, obviously. I wouldn't look at it as a failure with the Yeti. It's just that a microphone, any good microphone is going to be sensitive, and that's not a problem with the microphone. When we're trying to record small, subtle sounds, we want sensitive microphones. That's a good thing. But it does bring to light those times when we have a lot of environmental and ambient sounds that we need to deal with. And if they are of the distracting variety, then yeah, you have, soundproofing and isolation challenges to deal with. It's no fun recording like super early in the morning or super late at night, but that's one way. Anything you can do to get to a time of day or night when there's as little of those distracting sounds as possible is a good first step. And then the record button summons loud trucks. But beyond that, it's, you can Google, sound isolation techniques, things you can do to a room, little sound isolators that you can build around like the sides and the back of your Yeti so that, it just leaves an opening for the for the front of the Yeti that you're addressing, and you can shield it on the sides and the back. I mean, yeah, there's things you can do. I feel like a section of my audience wants that perfect sound they get from other audiences, and I can't provide that. Definitely does not help my mental health. You know, Lynn, and I want you to understand that I'm absolutely in sympathy with, what you're saying. But I wish there was a way we could deprogram ourselves when it comes to that exact thing that you just said. Because on the one hand, it's understandable, but on the other hand, it is heartbreaking, because all we can do is the best that we can do. And just because someone else has a different setup and they live in a different place and they can get these dead silent backgrounds, just because we can't doesn't mean our content is any better or worse. I will defy you, to find any artist where their success is based on how silent they can get their background, because that will never trump style and attitude and personality and the intangibles, right? When I talk about massage ASMR and the way he subtly listens to his silver soap, it doesn't matter if there's some background noise in a video like that. I am still watching that video because there's something about his manner, right? There's something about his delivery, right? We can't we get so wrapped up on the technical crap, and it is meaningless. We get wrapped up with the technical crap because that's a very easy thing to attack, right? It's a very easy thing to say, well, that person has real quiet backgrounds and that person has really noisy backgrounds, or if we have a sound problem, it's easy to say, well, I can push a button and I can apply some noise reduction, blah 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 blah. But style or likability, right? That content that you want to watch because that person has just the right touch, right? They have just the right manner. They have that thing in their voice. The thing. The thing. You know it when you hear it. And the problem is that it's hard to teach that and it's hard to learn that. Sometimes you just have to have it. And I'm not, God, don't take this as saying that I have any of that, okay? This is not about me. I'm just saying that kind of stuff doesn't get talked about because that's not a button you can push. That's not a technique that you can do better at. That's not a thing. You can't buy a new microphone and get better at that. But that's what we should be working on, right? But we compare ourselves. We're always comparing ourselves, especially us small creators. We're always comparing ourselves. Why didn't we grow as fast as this other person? I started my channel at the same time as this other person. Now they have, 5 figures worth of subs, and I'm way down here. Why is that? We compare. And it's so destructive. It's... Sorry. It's a bit of a That's a bit of a soapbox topic for me. I apologize. It hurts. I get kind of emotional when I see smaller channels put themselves through hell comparing themselves. These small channels that are just starting out, and they're just absolutely convinced that they need this and that and the other. They need to spend money on gear so they can chase these technical goals when they're just putting all the emphasis in the wrong places, and it's just heartbreaking. And you think about how many people started out and got frustrated and they did 4 videos and they quit. But you think about how many of those people would have been amazing if they just frickin' ignored all the technical stuff and just talked into their earbud mic for a year just to develop their style. What creators have we lost in the community because they just got off on the wrong foot because they read the wrong Reddit post or the wrong article that sent them down a rabbit hole that they never got out of, and they were never satisfied, and they got frustrated and quit. And what kind of content might they have produced? It's an interesting thing to think about. Sorry, I got way down a bad rabbit hole on that one. I love what you do, Lynn. I don't give a damn about your background noise, okay? And you shouldn't either. Now, sorry, that might come off a little flippant, but you should attach no mental health to the background noise in videos. Do the best you can do that day and hit the upload button. Then the next day, do the best you can do that day, hit the upload button. That's what we should all be doing. I gotta shut up for a minute. I gotta reset. So we're gonna listen to this Sharpie cap. I know it can hurt, Lynn. I know. I'm not trying to dismiss that. I hope I didn't come off any way like that. I just wish I could, reach into the I just wish everybody would have some patience with themselves and give themselves a break, right? And give themselves some grace. If it were me, I would tell everybody to just create for a year without worrying about subs or what kind of gear you have. Just create things. And give yourself the space and the patience to find your voice. But everybody, this culture has got us programmed that we need to see results right away in everything, not just not just YouTube, right? But our jobs and our relationships. Hey, the daily ASMR is in the chat. Everybody say hello to the daily ASMR. Thank you for being here. Thank you for that comment. Sorry guys, I probably missed a bunch of comments when I was I appreciate you guys listening though. But yeah, we need to, instant gratification. That's right. Just as a culture, as a race, I don't think we don't have the patience for anything that we used to have. And if we're doing something we love doing, then then doing it for a year without worrying about subs, shouldn't be a problem. No, I know that's kind of ridiculous to say. I mean, YouTube loves nothing better than ramming data down our throat that we, again, use to compare ourselves to everybody else. Yeah, well. Starfish Savvy, tell me if I'm wrong, but once you hit age 40, you just stop caring so much about what others think and stop people pleasing, and life just becomes so much easier. Well, that might be true. But I don't think we ever completely escape the very human desire to be liked and be accepted and have our creativity and our creations appreciated. We always say that, we like to tell our kids, and we like to preach that, your core validation should come from within. Don't depend on Don't pin your self-worth to other people's opinions. But, if we go through the trouble of creating a thing, and we're very fragile about it, and we're very sensitive about it, because when we create a thing, we make it out of ourselves. We take little pieces of ourselves and we cobble it together and we stick it together. We gather up all the little pieces and we create this thing and we send it out. We don't want to be ignored, and we don't want to be hated on. We want, we just want somebody to look at this thing that we sent out into the world and have them say, well, look at that beautiful thing. And I'm not sure it matters what age we are. I don't think we ever escape that. We don't ever escape the want for that. Lynn says, on the bright side, I feel like I've matured in a unique way over the past 2 years. I would have not had the opportunity to if I had not tried this experiment. And that is we can't just sit back and speculate on what might happen, right? Sometimes you just got to go do it and see what does happen. And you're absolutely right with that, Lynn. Yeah, ASMR Her is right about the thick skin. Sometimes I think, though, that all a thick skin means when we say a thick skin is that you just keep the hurt to yourself. But, it's not that the stuff doesn't hurt, but we just put it in a box and we stick it in the corner, and we don't tell anybody that the comments hurt. And we just try to keep focusing on the good ones and keep everything else compartmentalized away. Goodness, we got down some pretty deep tangents, didn't we? I don't know. Yeah, decaf, if you're talking about compartmentalizing, yep, I do completely agree. I don't think that's a long-term solution for anything either. I think little sessions like this where we kind of can compare those notes about that very human experience can help. I mean, I didn't mean to kind of go off to kind of vent like I just did, but it does. I strangely feel a little bit better now after saying those things. Jay Bradley has got the winning comment on fear, and he learned it on YouTube. Yeah, I don't know what any of the right answers are. I think, Lynn, when you talk about maturing in the last 2 years, is that how long ago you started your channel? Because I'm about 2.5 years, so we kind of started at the same time. Andrew Watson, thank you for joining the chat. Good to see you. Everybody say hello. And Mountain Dew 7, that's what I'm going to assume your username is. Welcome to the chat. I am not going to say those 3 words into the mic because I don't believe that's good ASMR. And I also don't believe he needs the help of a 4,000 subscriber ASMR channel. So he can he's doing just fine without me. Hey, Bob Ross is in the channel. Hello there, Bob Ross. Worth a shot. Yep, I guess so. I apologize, Lynn. What was I saying? I talked about... Oh. I'm with you on that. You know, 2.5 years ago, I would not have imagined that this would be something I would do. And you talk about maturing, and you talk about, things that you wouldn't have discovered or known about yourself if you hadn't put one foot in front of the other and go down that path. Same here. I firmly believe that, one of the things that should keep us getting out of bed every morning is looking forward to the opportunity to still do something that we've never done before. I firmly believe that there ought to always still be something out in front of us that is going to be new. And I'm not saying that we know what those things are, but I think there's something to be said for making sure that we still put ourselves in situations where new things can occur, where we are challenged to operate outside of our comfort zones for a little while, to stretch those boundaries. That's really the only way we grow, isn't it? And being creative is a great way to exercise certain parts of our minds and our hearts that don't necessarily get exercised with our daily jobs and things like that. And building communities like this, these are all great examples, and none of this would have happened if, I decided to do something much more privately creative. Thanks for that, Daily ASMR. Not all the streams are like this. Usually we're talking about food and more food and movies and then poetry and who knows what the hell else. But you never know what you're going to get around here. Christian Contreras, welcome to the chat. Thank you so much for the sub. Everybody say hi to Christian. Thanks, Andrew. I keep getting myself distracted, so I'm probably falling off the... Trying to do a good job with this cap here. Uh-oh. Skater Rap Monkey is pointing out that maybe I've been on the pen for too long. Which one of our items should I be doing next? I've lost track of what I'm doing. Is it back to the brush now? This is a hat brush. For those of you who are new to the chat, this is a hat brush. It's curved, you see. Oh, Skater Rap Monkey says I should be doing the tea bag now. And he said it twice because, I'm old and things need to be repeated to me. We're going to stick with the brush for a few minutes. I just wanted to point out this curve, you see. It's curved so that you can brush where the crown and the brim of a hat come together. So let's dig these brush sounds for a few minutes and then we'll get back to that tea bag. Plus Lynn says, the brush sounds good, so we're going to go with the brush. Thanks, King Cow. I appreciate that. I really appreciate you guys being with me tonight. Don't forget that you can find this stream after we're done in the ASMR radio playlist on the channel. Privately creative. Yes, there is so much we can do that is just for ourselves, but we are social animals, and although it can hurt to truly put ourselves out there, it can be very rewarding. Well, that is the what we say about risk versus reward. It is true, isn't it? I think most of the most rewarding things in life are also the most risky, and that's why they're the most rewarding. Isn't that true? And if we don't take risks, if we don't work hard, if we don't push through challenges and roadblocks, though those kinds of challenges are that's where the value of the destination comes from, right? If it was all easy, if it was all safe, there's no payoff at the end. It's just all the same. We got to push through our insecurities. Push through the risks of being hurt, so we can come out on the other side and see what that new view looks like, see what that new plateau that we've reached looks like. How has our view changed from up there, right? How has that journey and those experiences changed now our perception of everything we do from that point on? You never get there. You never get to know that answer if we never work hard and push through those things. R. Dizzle is asking about the wooden bowl. It's back behind me on a shelf someplace. It didn't make the cut for tonight. I'm doing some new things tonight. I think we'll probably wrap it up with the tea bag tonight. I can't believe we're almost 2 hours in already. Inu Win. That's weird. My push to mute isn't working all of a sudden. Anyway, Inu Win is in the chat. Say hello. Never listened to you before. You've got a lovely voice. Thank you. Do you ever use it for evil? Every day. The best thing about Inu Win is that your username sounds like a Star Wars character. Sounds like you ought to be sitting at a table in the cantina. Well, thank you for being here, Lynn. I always love seeing your name when it pops up, and always love the vibe that you have on your channel. And I love the things you create. So, but I understand the challenges, and I hope you can find some ways to work through some of your sound things that will make you feel a little more satisfied with what you're doing. But definitely don't stop what you're doing, okay? Yeah, Inu Win is totally a Star Wars name. Come on. Philip Williams is headed to bed. Thanks for being here, Philip. I think I'm subscribed to 2 of your channels, Lynn. I guess I need to get caught up and educate myself on the YouTube channel empire that you're building over there. Oh, the teenager talk. Yeah. I guess so. It's been a challenging topic over here, so I gotta be in the right frame of mind to get into that, I think. But you're right. We talked about that weeks ago. We never did do it, did we? Inu Win. I can't stop saying it now. Inu Win. That is totally Star Wars character. I really appreciate everybody being here tonight to help celebrate 4,000 subs. We'll wrap it up in a couple of minutes. I think we'll call it at 2 hours even, or so. Like I said, look for the mini Atlas video next, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Hat brush video after that. And then episode 7 of the huge Atlas collaboration with Let's Find Out ASMR, Tingles with Flyby ASMR, and ASMRctica. So look for all of those things soon, and decaf. Let's try to get a Hearthstone rematch going one of these times very soon, okay? Daily ASMR. I'm glad you got connected here as well, and I appreciate that. King Cow, I'm always glad when you speak up. You always have great things to say, and we appreciate you being here. Good night, you. Supernova. Come on. I was just saying goodbye to everybody, and Supernova comes on at the 2 hour mark. Supernova. Man. Well, Supernova, you're gonna have to watch this one in the ASMR radio playlist, because it turned into quite an interesting discussion, and I hope you enjoy it. But yes, we're getting ready to sign off, so make sure you watch it, okay? And thanks for being part of the 4,000 subs. Okay, everybody. It's been awesome. And thank you all again. Happy Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And look forward to catching you all again soon, okay? And if you're in a part of the world that's going to be very, very cold over the next 24 hours, make sure you bundle up and be safe and be smart. And we will catch you all next time, okay? Good night, everybody, and sleep well. Bye-bye.